Hello and welcome everyone. I'm Beth Siegert and today I'll be presenting on Addiction Recovery Coaching 101. Thank you all for attending. Sit back, grab your coffee, tea, your water, and let's get started. We'll start with a brief history of modern coaching. Coaching has evolved from motivational speakers of the 1920s, humanistic and transpersonal psychology in the 1960s, onto the 1970s with the human potential movement. Business coaching became very prominent in the 1980s, and positive psychology has shifted the focus of coaching since the mid-1900s to a focus on character strengths, resilience, optimism, virtue, and mindfulness. Coaches who are certified, especially by the International Association of Professional Recovery Coaches, work under a code of ethics, a very specific code of ethics. And you'll see why it's important to know this. In the code of ethics, practice professional standards of conduct in all my coaching relationships, including using a signed agreement with clients that defines financial obligations and responsibilities of each partner. I need not represent myself as a counselor or therapist, but I will make appropriate referrals to such services as needed. I guard all my clients' information with the utmost confidentiality. I treat all my clients with the utmost dignity, respect, and positive regard, viewing them as creative, resourceful, and able to make authentic choices in their lives. I'm fully aware and respectful of my clients' best interests during all coaching and in between sessions. I expect success from my clients, no matter what their starting point or history. I safeguard the coaching relationship to ensure the clients receive the highest quality services possible. When coaching my clients, I make sure they're in a safe and nurturing environment so they do not fear judgment, criticism, or failure. I partner with my clients to design and achieve their desired future, by setting goals that are followed by appropriate action, including celebrating successes. And I utilize all of my professional skill and personal experience to serve every client I coach. At this point, people usually say to me, so basically you're a therapist, or, okay, so you coach teams, or what's the difference between what you do and a sponsor? And I do get criticized, people saying you're charging for services that are available for free in NA, AA, OA, GA, DA, and all the other anonymous programs, along with any programs like Al-Anon, Nar-Anon, and the other programs for the families of people suffering from different addictions. Also, I do get some comments such as, so you provide individual flexibility and privacy. So first of all, I'm not a therapist. Okay? Therapists will often focus on the relief of psychological pain. Therapists have licensure to diagnose some mental health issues and other behavioral services and referrals. Therapists typically focus on past behaviors and patterns and work to change self-destructive habits after analysis, including leading to a happier and healthier future. Therapists also charge a premium, while many wonderful therapists do take insurance. While not a requirement, though, and coaches are not licensed, we should receive and earn certifications from accredited institutions such as the International Coaching Federation or the International Association of Professional Recovery Coaches, just to name two. No, I don't coach sports teams, and quite frankly, I don't really think you'd like me to coach your sports team. It might not be in the participants' best interest to have me coach them. So when I'm working as a recovery coach, I am not acting as a sponsor. In short, sponsors provide a non-therapeutic 12-step recovery modality to recovery based on the Big Book and 12 and 12. Sponsors share their experience, strength, and hope with others who are struggling in a manner that has worked best for the sponsor, not necessarily what's best for the individual. Sponsors don't receive any formal training and adhere to rigorous step-by-step plan. and they do not charge for their services. Now, please understand, I am not against sponsorship. The program of AA, NA, and all the other anonymous programs have helped millions of people to date. However, they are not the only solution, and sometimes people need other support. So my roles in coaching. In coaching, I actually believe that clients are the source of their own solution. And I use the coaching conversation and powerful questions to help my clients expand their awareness and their insight into what's going to help them recover. Your client will be well served if you can share the benefit of your own experience and knowledge in a way that helps them move forward. Dr. Jean LaCour shared the pragmatic roles that include educator, thinking partner, resource, and champion. As an educator or resource, working with specific challenges and goals, I am able to be of service in helping them see the much bigger picture. Typically, when someone is involved in an active addiction or involved with a person involved in active addiction or an employee involved in active addiction, they become so focused on that particular person that they lose sight of the much bigger picture. So I help the clients set larger goals based on smaller goals to be able to see a bigger picture in the long run. To help clients get better outcomes when they're in a difficult process, which could involve losing a loved one, perhaps a loss of a job, perhaps being in quarantine like we all have, when relationships can be extraordinarily difficult and our lives are changing. As a thinking partner, which is one of the things I love to do here, I get to share some of my experience of having been sober and abstinent myself for over 30 years continuously. And in that, I typically have coaching contracts that last 3 to 4 months. However, when working with clients who have been impacted by crisis situations, we may work a bit longer depending upon the client's goals and desires. They may need to have a voice of reason during periods of being overwhelmed, a thinking partner, if you will, someone to bounce solutions, obstacles, choices, and see what is going to be best for the client in that point in time. I help them to think through options, including how to maintain relationships with important support people and track the steps in their progress, such as dealing with the loss of a job or a loved one. Many times, a valued coach ends up being the trusted professional who can bring stability in the midst of life's instability. By believing in my client that they are capable and resourceful, and by helping them to remember who they are when they're at their best selves. As a resource, I help my clients, As a resource, I help my clients relate to other vital people. We identify and screen professionals, mental health professionals, various doctors, maybe even other types of doctors, and we make referrals to these people who have specific roles in a difficult process that my client may be going through, or different situations they may be encountering. We may also curate sources such as blogs, books, support networks, etc., which can inform and inspire. But one of my favorite things to do is to be my client's champion. I love to be able to be in my client's corner, helping them explore how to make what happened in their lives move forward. If they're stuck with an obstacle, let's take that obstacle and remove it, or at least move it aside so the person can move forward. Everyone likes to have someone in their corner. I love to help them celebrate wins, big and small, to help them gain clarity, confidence, and courage on their journey. Coaches have a tremendous capacity to help our clients to find the inner resources, their inner resources, to press through when they're in stuck places and to reach their goals, which at one time may have seemed unattainable. So what does an addiction recovery coach really do? Well, the first thing we do is we listen. We listen and we ask questions. We help our clients to normalize their feelings and provide a strength-based approach for a more fulfilling future. We act as a resource for recovery support programs. There is a wide array of programs available through many institutions, many communities, many online services that can be helpful throughout one's recovery. Because a recovery coach is trained and certified, well, they should be certified, they are therefore paid and is very different than sponsorship. Now, coaching can also be combined with therapists, psychologists, psychiatrists, as a recovery coaching program is designed for the individual, needs to meet that individual's needs, and can be tailored to anyone in recovery. We are also trained to use multiple modalities to help individualize our client's program. Once we learn about our client and learn what makes them wish to move forward, but they might need a little extra help with that, a wonderful program and plan can be put in place. Then the coach stays in order to make sure and help that client reach their goal. There is one area of professional executive coaching with an additional specificity in addiction recovery. It is a little bit different. Yes, it's similar to therapists. Coaches do invest in their education and training. Recovery coaches do seem to have less of a stigma than someone seeing a psychotherapist for mental health issues, or many executives do not wish to walk into a room of an AA, NA, GA, or any anonymous program, or Al-Anon, Nar-Anon, or any of the family help programs, etc. With that, coaching can be done virtually, allowing for privacy and flexibility. I have many clients that I meet before working hours, after working hours, and many are global. So my schedule is a little different than most people because theirs is. So coaching is future focused. That's something to remember. I assist people in increasing their motivation, identifying and creating a plan to reach their goals, and help them to remove boundaries to their recovery. So what's the missing piece of recovery coaching? Well, the missing piece surrounding the symptomology of addiction, whether as the addict, the codependent, the employer, or a friend, is a very safe and proactive conversation. The conversation needs to be firm but kind, judgment-free, filled with empathy and compassion, and most of all, consistent. One of the things that most people suffering from addictions or their relationships with an addict is the lack of consistency. So you may be asking yourself at this point, so why should we have a conversation? Or you might say to yourself, I don't think we have any issues with substance use, relationship issues, especially after being in quarantine, employment issues, or any type of addictive behavior issues. Well, let's look at it this way. If a friend or family member came to you and they were very ill, I bet you wouldn't hesitate to do what you could to help them. But if that person is the same person and was showing signs of, let's say, drinking or drugging issues, would you be so quick to step in to offer help? Would you know what to say or do? Would you be thinking, maybe it's you, thinking, well, perhaps I've been eating too much, spending too much, drinking too much, drugging a little excessively, complaining too much, fill in the blank. Well, that's been going on a lot lately. But how do I slow down or stop? Let's remember, that addictions are medically diagnosable conditions, clinically known as, in the case of alcoholism, it's known as alcohol use disorder or substance use disorder, but there are many more. Paraphilic disorders, food, eating, exercising disorders, dependent personality disorders, gambling disorders. The DSM-5 is filled with many of these disorders. So please know that you or your loved one or your employee or friend, they're not alone. Like other chronic diseases, though, such as diabetes, hypertension, or asthma, many of these behaviors can lead to long-term illnesses or even death. So just a number of the resources, and please know that I am not touting not going to Al-Anon, to AA, or any of the other programs. However, there are alternatives, such as in-person meetings, Smart Recovery, Life Ring, Bridge Club, the Phoenix, secular organizations for sobriety. Many additional recovery resources, online communities only, Stop Drinking, Reddish in Recovery, Soberitas, Sober Recovery, Help Sunday Morning, In the Rooms, and then there's also online and in combo in-person meetings, Soberosity, Tempest, and Club Soda. There are also social media communities as the Naked Mind Groups, Sober Mommy Support Group, Cafe Ray, Sober Grid, Tell Better Stories Media, and Forever 35 Sober. And please, let's not leave out other communities such as women-led communities, She Recovers, and Women for Sobriety, and the LGBTQ-friendly communities, LGBT teetotalers, gay and lesbians, and Alcoholics Anonymous. So there are many, many different places people can go to obtain and maintain their sobriety. And as a recovery coach, it is my job to be supportive of their journey. So personally, who am I? Well, I do have this from the International Association of Professional Recovery Coaches. I am a certified professional coach, but I'm also a certified professional recovery coach. And from the Accelerated Excellence in Coaching programs, I am the advanced practitioner on my way to earning my master's in global team coaching and executive coaching worldwide, with emphasis on diversity. Now you'll see in the middle slide, I do love to do one-on-one coaching. I also love to speak with families and do group coaching. I'm also, though, a mother, a daughter, a sibling, a wife, an ex-wife. I've been a single mom. I'm a grandmother to both two-footed and four-footed little people. In my long career in the corporate world, I had many years in the financial industry, followed by numerous years in the software industry. I'm also an entrepreneur, a forensic researcher, a threat assessment and threat management professional, and I've been on and remain on multiple boards. I really do love my job. And I've lived on 2 continents and I've traveled on 5. So I have quite a wide variety of life that I have lived, much of with, actually more than 50% of it, as a sober human being. So over the past 32 years of sobriety, I have found it necessary to reinvent myself, which is one of the things that coaching leads people to do, is to reinvent themselves in the best possible way that they can be in that time. By giving you a little bit of my history, I hope you can see that I've had to shift my focus and my identity as I obtain and maintain a life that I never dreamt I could ever have. And as you'll see by the third picture, I also love to go and present to communities, to workplace teams or other teams, and community groups on a variety of coaching and recovery topics. There is no wrong way to recover. People of all walks of life come into sobriety for many different reasons, which is why our list of sober communities is something that everyone I would hope would want to have some awareness of. Not everything is right for everybody. We need to find what's going to work for the person in your life or for you. So whether you're a mom and part of the LGBT community, are looking for online support, or would like to branch out in person, you can find the right community, and a recovery coach could be that person to help you. It's extremely important to not isolate yourself or the person who's looking for help. Hopefully, then, the person will be able to continue on a lovely journey that will help them through this difficult period in their life and future difficult periods in life, because life will continue to happen. However, learn how to deal with these situations in a more sober and consistent manner. So there are solutions to helping someone who needs assistance, and there are very comprehensive recovery programs. Many of them will recover programs of evaluation. Sometimes that includes jail time. Then hopefully the person will be on to treatment if they require inpatient or outpatient treatment. Then they can avail themselves of recovery coaching, a therapist, maybe a psychiatrist, because there could be underlying conditions that need to be worked on. Please remember that as a recovery coach, I am able to work with your medical professionals as an additional support person. And hopefully you will be able to receive help from your employer or employees, your family, and your communities. So together we can reinvent the conversation about addiction. We can optimize best practices from wellness, prevention, and recovery. And we can build resilience, change lives, families, businesses, communities through practical, engaging, and safe conversations. So let's raise awareness and help to break the silence caused by the stigma of any type of addiction. I would like to let you know that I offer speaking engagements for groups and corporations on this topic, plus others. One-on-one coaching to private clients to help with recovery, perhaps moderation, or lifestyle changes to deal with the stress and life's challenges. I offer consulting services for businesses to help them implement influential policies and procedures with the right language and resources to help break the silence in the workplace. I would like to thank everyone for coming and joining me today. And please, if you have any questions, I will be looking at the chat box and see if we can get some answers for you. Thank you for coming. And let's see, this is a little new for me. See, learning, everybody's learning. And okay, in the chat box we have, let's see. Are you on a headset? You may need to check your computer settings. No, I am not on a headset. I'm sorry. I hope you were able to get in. I did not have this available to me during the presentation, and I apologize if you were not able to get in and hear everything. Thank you, everyone. Thank you very much. And I'm not sure I understand. Check the queue. Oh, okay. Someone was responding for me. All right. So if there are no other questions or comments, I thank you so very much for your support. And may you all have a wonderful day today. Please feel free to take my information from the screen and give me a call. I'd be more than happy to speak with you, and we can run some things past each other. And to remind you, the first 20 minutes, there's no charge to have a consultation. I believe it's important that everybody get pointed in the right direction. Thank you again for joining me, and have a wonderful day.